Hi there, folks. This is quick tip number 1 in my new series, and this is dealing with the 2-5 progression, which is very, very common in many styles. Basically sounds like this. Very common in jazz, but everywhere you hear it. In this particular instance, we're going to deal with a D minor 7 to a G7. When I say 2-5 progression, it usually means a 2 minor 7 going to a 5-7 or a dominant 7th. In this case, D minor 7 to G7. I like to think of those chords as separate entities. So the D minor 7 by itself, you want to think of a scale or a mode that's going to fit that. I'm going to pick today for us to use the Dorian Mode, which is a minor scale with the raised 6th. It sounds like this. So you know that one. That's the kind of progression we're going to with the G7. Now you could use Mixolydian with that, which is basically a major scale with a flat 7. Dorian on D, a Dorian mode, and when you resolve it with that 6th, that becomes the 3rd in G7, that B. So what we're going to do is I'm going to give you a lick or a little motif that you can transpose in any key. I always recommend that people have at least a couple fingerings for phrases and for melodic fragments and scale forms too. So in this case, it's going to be a 5-note cell resolving that last note to the G7, a note that is common to that G7. A lot of times, I do like to think of chords as separate entities, but in this case, we're going to combine it and make it the Dorian mode for both, because that fits very well. And so that particular cell sounds like this. 1, flat 3, 5, flat 7, back resolving to the 6th, which becomes the 3rd or the 10th in on the G7 chord. And of course you can transpose that all over the You can play it a number of different ways. So practice that particular motif, all 12 keys, get it down. So when you see that progression, that 2-5 or 2 minor 7 to a 5-7 chord, then you'll have at least one or two little motifs or cells that you can play over that. Now, that's ascending. The ascending one is D minor 7, G7, right on that B. Now, if we take it descending, start on the flat 7, 5, flat 3, 1, and we still come back to that B. But you can do that again. Anyway, that's a little quick tip for playing the Dorian mode over a 2 minor 7, 5-7 or a 2-5 progression. See you next time.